If you're watching this because you're tired of hiding your chest under oversized shirts or avoiding the beach, stay with me, because by the end of this video, you'll know exactly which exercises actually help improve the appearance of man boobs, and just as importantly, which ones are wasting your time. Most people have been told to crank out endless push-ups and chest workouts, but that's not the solution. In fact, doing the wrong exercises can make your chest look even worse. Today, I'm going to walk you through a workout that's built around research, not fitness myths. And if you follow it consistently, you'll give yourself the best possible chance of creating a firmer, flatter looking chest. One of the biggest misconceptions in fitness is the belief that training your chest burns fat from your chest. It sounds logical, but that's simply not how the human body works. Fat loss doesn't happen in the exact area you're exercising. Your body decides where it burns fat from, and unfortunately, you can't control that by doing more chest exercises. Before we jump into the workout itself, there's something important you need to understand. What most people call man boobs actually falls into two different categories. The first is pseudo-gynecomastia, which is simply excess fat stored around the chest. This type can improve dramatically with proper training, nutrition, and overall fat loss. The second is true gynecomastia, which involves actual glandular tissue. Exercise alone can't remove glandular tissue. However, even if you have some degree of gynecomastia, don't assume there's nothing you can do. Building the right muscles around your chest can completely change the way your physique looks, making your chest appear much tighter and more masculine. Now here's where almost everyone makes a critical mistake. They spend all of their time trying to build the lower portion of their chest. It seems like the obvious thing to do, but developing your lower pecs too much when you're already dealing with chest fat can actually exaggerate the appearance of your chest. Instead of creating a flatter look, it can push the existing fat and tissue outward, making everything appear more prominent. The smarter approach is focusing on your upper chest. Developing the muscle along your collarbone changes the overall shape of your chest. As that upper portion grows, it creates a lifting effect that makes the entire chest appear firmer and better supported, rather than emphasizing the lower area. You're creating a more balanced shape that naturally draws attention upward. Of course, muscle alone isn't enough. You still have to reduce overall body fat, and that's where another common misunderstanding comes in. Since you can't target fat loss in one specific area, your goal should be increasing total calorie expenditure while building muscle throughout your body. That's why compound exercises are so powerful. Movements like squats, deadlifts, barbell rows, and bench presses recruit several large muscle groups at once. Because they're demanding exercises, your body uses more energy during the workout and continues burning additional calories long after you finish training. That elevated calorie burn can continue for many hours, making these exercises incredibly valuable if your goal is reducing body fat. But there's another reason compound lifts deserve a place in your program, especially if you're trying to improve the appearance of your chest. Studies have shown that training large muscle groups with heavy resistance can temporarily increase testosterone levels after exercise. That's important because excess fat tissue, particularly around the stomach and chest, contains an enzyme called aromatase. Aromatase converts testosterone into estrogen. As body fat increases, more testosterone can be converted into estrogen, creating an environment that makes storing additional fat easier. In simple terms, carrying more body fat can contribute to lower testosterone and relatively higher estrogen activity, while lower testosterone can make building muscle and maintaining a lean physique more difficult. It's a cycle that feeds itself. The more fat you carry, the harder it becomes to break out of that pattern. That's why this workout isn't designed around endlessly isolating your chest. Instead, it combines upper chest development with exercises that challenge your biggest muscle groups, helping you build muscle, burn more calories, and improve your body's overall composition. Now that you understand the strategy behind the workout, let's answer the most important question: which chest exercises actually activate the upper chest the best? Researchers have tested numerous chest exercises using electromyography, often called MG, which measures how hard muscles are working during movement. Traditional barbell bench presses showed excellent chest activation, with pec deck flies and cable crossovers producing very similar results. But researchers didn't stop there. They also wanted to know which bench angle produced the greatest activation of the upper chest specifically. What they discovered surprises a lot of people because most gym benches are automatically adjusted to an angle that's too steep. When the incline gets too high, your shoulders start doing much more of the work while the upper chest contributes less than you think. That's exactly why the first exercise in this routine is the incline dumbbell press. This is your primary upper chest builder, and there's also a reason we're choosing dumbbells instead of a barbell. Research comparing dumbbell presses with traditional barbell presses found several advantages. Dumbbells allow a larger range of motion, meaning you can lower the weights farther at the bottom to create a deeper stretch across the upper chest. At the top of the movement, you can also bring the dumbbells closer together, creating a stronger contraction that simply isn't possible with a fixed barbell. There's another benefit as well. Since each arm works independently, one side can't secretly take over when the other gets tired. That helps develop balanced strength and ensures both sides of your upper chest are being trained evenly. To perform the exercise correctly, set your adjustable bench to around 30 degrees rather than the common 45-degree position. That smaller angle shifts more emphasis onto your upper chest instead of your shoulders. Pick up a pair of dumbbells and sit down with both feet planted firmly on the floor. Bring the weights to shoulder height with your palms facing forward. Before pressing, squeeze your shoulder blades together and pull them slightly downward. Imagine you're trying to hold a pencil between your shoulder blades. This creates a stable base for your upper body and keeps your chest in the best position throughout the lift. From there, press both dumbbells upward until your arms are extended overhead. As you reach the top, allow the weights to move slightly toward one another without smashing them together. Focus on squeezing your upper chest as hard as possible. Lower the dumbbells slowly over roughly 2 seconds until they return to shoulder level. Let your elbows travel slightly below your torso so your chest experiences a full stretch before pressing back up with control. Aim for 4 sets of 8 to 10 repetitions, resting about 90 seconds between each set. Now, you might be wondering how heavy you should go. The answer is simple. Choose a weight that allows you to complete all 8 to 10 reps with excellent technique, but by the final couple of reps, you should feel like you might have one more repetition left, not 4 or 5. Don't let your ego decide the weight. Your goal isn't impressing anyone else in the gym. Your goal is making your upper chest do the work.